Well, I was going to save this for the morning mantra tomorrow, but it just wouldn't stay saved. It was very insistent about coming out now, and maybe somebody needs to hear it, and they need to hear it now as opposed to tomorrow morning. So I want to talk about, and this will be brief, but I want to talk about the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. And, that's, of course, a biblical scripture, and it's sort of a thing that we all in the West have known and have heard, and we talk about it, and we see it in media, and we see it in movies, and all that stuff, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. And conceptually, we know what it is. But contextually, I don't think I'm so sure that we do, because even as people of faith, if we can use that word, people that are woke, I don't like that word, but I guess it's the best descriptor that we have, people that know what's going on with what's going on, understand this concept of Alpha and Omega. But even us, as smart as we are, as attractive as we are, as intelligent as we are, as well-rounded as we are, veritable salt of the earth that we are, we still don't always get the full implication of this saying. Now, hardly anyone has any trouble seeing God in beginnings. No one has any trouble seeing the divine in beginnings, because generally we love beginnings. New love, new job, new car, new house, new this, new that. We love it. And when things are going good, we just know that it's a blessing. We know that it's a gift. We know that it's something come to us from the divine. So we have no problem seeing God, seeing the divine in beginnings. No problem at all. Nor should we, because God is the God. The gods are the gods of the beginning. When I say God, I'm thinking Elohim, male and female, father and mother. I don't know what you're thinking when I say God, but that's not my business, is it? We're all here thinking different things, but we're all of the same mind. I like that. And I appreciate those of you that watch and view this channel that may not totally agree with me, because the fact of the matter is I probably don't totally agree with you either, and that's not required. We're talking with each other, we're exchanging with each other, we're sharing with each other. And someone very wise just said something to me, quoting someone who I forgot, but this person said to me, always assume that someone knows something you don't, or always assume that someone knows more about something than you do. What a great thought. I say all the time, and I'm not just joking, I will do my best to be the dumbest guy in the room. I want to be around people that are smarter than me. I want to be around people that know more than me. I want to be around people that have information and experiences that I don't have. I don't have time to hang out with shallow people. I don't have time to hang out with boring people. I want to hang out with people that are getting something done, that know more than me. I want to be the dumbest guy in the room. And fortunately for me, not hard to do, so I can accomplish it almost anywhere, almost any time. But we see God in beginnings. We got no problem with that. Where I think we fall short, ladies and gentlemen, is we're good at seeing the God in the Alpha, but not so good at seeing the divine in the Omega. We're great at seeing God at beginnings, but we're not so great at seeing God in endings. Does God change from beginning to end? Does the divine change from beginning to end? Absolutely not. That's why it's recorded that the divine is the Alpha and the Omega, both the beginning and the end. Then why is it that we as people almost universally and invariably want to assign the beginning to divinity, but we always want to assign the ending to someone else, oftentimes his arch rival? Yeah, in the beginning it was God, but in the end it was the devil. We do it. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, God is just as much the God of Omega as the God of Alpha. God is just as much God of endings as of beginnings. There's just as much divinity present in an ending as there is present in a beginning. There's just as much divinity present in an Omega situation as there is in an Alpha situation. And many times, isn't one Omega just the Alpha to something else? And isn't one Alpha part of the Omega of the thing before it? It's the same thing. It's the same divinity. It's the same deity. And especially when you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free, and you still got the divinity inside thee, it's still the same, cousin. So instead of, I'm not telling you not to celebrate beginnings. Celebrate beginnings. Beginnings are great. And maybe we should bring a little bit of balance to our beginnings and not just think that they're all great, because sometimes we can learn balance and moderation. But that's not what this little talk's about. Let's begin to look at our endings differently. And let's begin to open our minds, or I would suggest to you that you open your mind to the very real possibility that the ending could be just as divinely inspired as the beginning. The ending can be just as much from God as the beginning. The Omega as holy as the Alpha. The ending just as ordained by divinity as the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, beginnings are wonderful, powerful. We love them. But look back across your life and you'll see that you've had some awfully damn good endings as well. And thank the gods things ended when they did in some cases. Not all cases, but you know what I mean. Don't limit yourself to thinking that endings are all bad. Because the same God of the Alpha is there at the Omega. The same God of the beginning is there at the ending. And after all, you can't have a new beginning. Since we all love beginnings, you can't have a new beginning without something old coming to an end. Alpha and Omega, beginning and end. Same God, same divinity, same reality and realization that, hey, this too can be something that works together for good for me. The God of the Alpha, same God of the Omega, God of the ending, same God of the beginning. Think about that, cousins. We're the last generation of real humans. We need to get our heads straight. We need to be humble and kind. And we need to get busy.